showing us the way.
Good morning, and happy Saturday. Y'all heard the music. You know what time it is. Advocates for Action, Community Coffee. I am Kimberly Holmes Ross, and I'm here with the Advocates for Action from Evanston Cradle to Career. We work with over 40 partner agencies to make Evanston the most equitable place it can be. Good morning, Mr. Man. We're here with Mr. Man and Radio La Difference, our partners. So we are happy to be on this morning. And good morning, advocates. Good morning. I guess you guys see some other guests from our advocates. We have students with us this morning. Good morning, students. Good morning. This morning, we are talking about e-learning. E-learning etiquette, discussed yesterday, equity. Okay, so e-learning etiquette and equity. So you guys share this post, let people know what we're talking about this morning. We're going to focus on District 65 today and come back next week with 202. But we're going to hear from students, we're going to hear about their experiences, we're going to hear from peers, and their experiences. Everybody mute your mics while we're on until we call on you. And then we're going to talk to, we have a parapro with us, who's going to just talk to us about their experience with the e-learning. So Evanston, of course, is in the national news. If you haven't heard, our superintendent from 65, along with the board, has been getting death threats for equity. And that's really what it comes down to, talking about equity being intentional in closing this achievement gap between Black and white students. He has opened seating for Black and brown students, not because of their race, but because of their struggle. As we return to school and as they can get the attention they need. So please, you got kids, if you know kids, if your grandmas and neighbors, whoever, you guys please chime in with us, tell us your thoughts on e-learning and equity, and we're hoping people can learn something today as a community that we can pass on. We appreciate our Facebook family, we really do, and we acknowledge you. Chief Cook actually called me 2 seconds before we were on to get the link, so we appreciate everybody watching. So please share. We're going to get right into it. You see, we have our advocate family with us. We're going to our advocates as our experts this morning. So we're going to have Trina, who's a District 65 teacher. Come on and talk to us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience. I work with the younger population of District 65 students. And before the school year started, me and my two teachers assistants, parapros, just went into it, talking to them about what's expected from the district, what's expected in the classroom. The etiquette of being online, which is totally different from being in the classroom, because now you have to watch what's going on in your background. You have to know how to mute. You have to know what to say, who's saying what, when, and it's a whole different type of learning. So we just began the year by talking to the families and asking them what they expect of us too. And with that, we also needed to be, from that time until now, it's all about being flexible and understanding and know what each family is going through, what each family needs, what they expect of us, and all of us just trying to work together. I have had an amazing experience with my families, and they have been very patient, as well as me and my team have been very patient. But, we had to teach the children, a whole new way of doing things, like how to mute, how to talk. They were afraid in the beginning. They don't know me, and now they're seeing me through a computer. Am I a real person, or am I just animated on the computer? So getting to know me took a little longer than it would normally. And for families to get to know me, it's taking a little bit longer. But I have found now that they are comfortable. We have learned to work with each other's schedules. We have learned to work with each other as far as families who have six different kids, and they're trying to navigate everybody's schedules. Everybody's on at the same time. So if one of my kids can't get on, they'll shoot me a text or an email saying, hey, I can't get on because I have this conference with this teacher. And I'm like, okay, do what you can. So it's really about being flexible and creating that relationship with families and the kids, so that everybody, so that no one's stressed, so that we can get these kids to learn it as much as possible in this very new and different way of learning.
Thanks, Mina. It is all new, and I think we're all, trying to navigate it. People, are e-learning at home. Please share your comments with us. We have Devin. Devin is here with us. Devin is e-learning at home, and she is one of our junior advocates. Her mom is one of our advocates for action. Devin, you want to share your experiences with us about e-learning? What's been good? What's been not so good?
In my opinion, I think it's really good, and it keeps us from getting corona. Sometimes I get kicked out of my classes because my mom is also on Zoom, and we kind of bump each other off, or sometimes a lot of people my age, we get distracted. We have our phones, we have TV, we have a bunch of distractions that make us not want to do our work or tempt us from not paying attention in class. And that might be some people's problems. But other than that, I think I like it.
So Devin, tell me, how would you feel about returning to school? If they go back in November.
I honestly don't want to go back to school, just because in school the hallways are always packed, and we're not going to be able to stay 6 feet apart from each other, and there's a high risk of a lot of us getting COVID.
I'm so glad you're really thoughtful about COVID, and I hope you join the Behind the Mask campaign, Devin. I hope to see an entry from you. So tell me, do you feel like you're getting what you need? Do you feel like you're learning? Do you feel like things are going well for you?
Yeah, for me, but I know some other people might not. Well, for some other people, it might not be going well for them.
Okay. Well, thank you, Devin. Thank you for your for joining us and being open and how it's going for you. I see Tiana with me. Now I'm gonna go to Tiana. I'm gonna go to Amanda, because Amanda is in elementary. I forgot what school she goes to. And Devin, you go to Haven, yes?
Yes.
7th grade?
Yep.
Okay, 7th grade. So we got a 7th grader at Haven, and we have Amanda. Amanda's joining us, another junior advocate. Glenn is her dad, and he, of course, is an advocate for action. And Amanda, tell us where you go to school at and how
Elementary.
And for you.
Say it again.
Lincolnwood Elementary.
Okay. Well, great.
4th grade.
Okay, tell me about e-learning. How do you like it?
Tell about your classes. Do you like it?
No.
Well, tell me.
I want to go to back to school, actually. because I want to see my friends, but there's not going to be like a whole bunch of people there. We're going to have like groups, and then one day we're going to probably do this on the computers, and then, yeah.
Are you excited about going back?
Kinda.
It's hard not being with friends. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Glenn, while I got you on the computer with Amanda, tell us how it's been. Tell us how this process has been.
Well, this whole process is a challenge. We're facing, as a community, and traditionally with Black people, I've said this many times before. We're taught from an early age, you don't let everyone in your house. And now everyone's in your house. People are looking at you, they're judging you. They're seeing if you got roaches, is your house clean? Is your room clean? And they're looking, and you don't know what's on another person's mind. And we're not trusted that, but educationally, what I'm seeing, we're told that don't let your children stay in front of the TV. Get them off the computer sometimes. Now it's a whole flip-flop. Now they have to be on the computer all the time. And what they do for entertainment is on their iPhones or whatever. So now they're on more than they ever were. And I think the district is trying, but the content isn't correct because, our children learn from kindness in the garden. We incorporate the 10 or 25% that they learn in the classroom into their real life socially, and they practice that. And without being able to do that, our kids are not moving forward enough. My concern is seeing that the district settles for children just to make benchmark, okay, to go to the next grade. Not many Black and brown children are way above benchmark. And it makes me wonder, how do we catch up? How do we, help our children reach their fullest potential? Because I see a regression in my child's learning abilities. And now, me being degreed, I have to incorporate different methods, and it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. So now you have to go back and learn how to do remedial math. You have to do fractions, or you have to figure out certain things, that are you as smart as a fifth grader thing comes straight into your head. Me going back to doing fractions, good luck. Ask me how to find the area of a cylinder or the equation for inertia. I got that. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think I could go back either. That's a long way back. So yeah, there are all kinds of challenges for parents and for students, And I want to get to the equity in it, but before we do, I do have a parapro on with us who actually belongs to me. My son Nico, who works at Rice Education Center, is on with us. And Nico, I'd just like you to talk to the audience about your role as a paraprofessional and kind of how you guys have been navigating at Rice and what's going on with you.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy to be on the show. I would say how we're navigating at Rice, us parapros and teachers, we're just trying to make our work that we give to the students comprehensible and also enjoyable. Like I said, like what was said, I do work at Rice, and we know at Rice, these kids have a lot of challenges and they're going through traumas and different fights each and every day. So we try to open up with strong positivity. We do a morning check-in, afternoon check-in, just staying behind, sometimes even giving up a lunch break or a scheduled break that us teachers have to talk and just be supportive. Our kids thrive off of human interaction and that one-on-one. So now that that's been taken away from them due to COVID, we're trying hard. We're fighting as hard as we can, and hopefully we can get back in November. But until then, we're just gonna keep figuring it out.
Thanks, Nico. So are your kids showing up? Are kids showing up and participating? Devin spoke to us about, it's hard to engage all the time, because, there are other distractions, things are going on in the house, or you get your phone right there, or, maybe the TV's on in the background. Is it hard to get kids to engage into at school?
Well, yes, we know of the distractions, the TVs, the phones, the iPads, the video games. We're aware of it all. Again, just trying to make the work understandable. That's where the struggle comes in. Where, is the work understandable? And if it is understandable, getting them to do it. We know the kids are at home, and at home is the biggest challenge, because you got your bedroom, the living room, everything else. So just, again, being supportive.
Nico, thank you for joining us this morning. And Nico talked about being at home. I'm going to go to Miss Betty, because everybody is not at home. Everybody, when we talked about going to e-learning, and we made this big switch, we didn't think about the kids who didn't have workspaces, who didn't have internet, who didn't have, access to e-learning and what was going on. We found that workspace was a huge thing once we got over making sure people had devices and making sure people had internet. Workspace was a huge issue. So Ms. Betty, can we talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I think that is a huge, significant problem in our community, that everybody doesn't always have their own space. Oftentimes you may have extended living with grandparents or aunts or uncles, and you may be sharing a space. You may have 2 or 3 people in one room. So when we're talking about people that may be working from home, or if you have multiple children utilizing Zoom, then where do you find the space for that? And as Glenn mentioned earlier, everyone is not comfortable having their personal space be viewed by multitudes of people and being judged on what their home might look like or what their tone of voice might be in their home. So I think it's a fine line. I mean, we want to make sure that people are safe, and we want to make sure that people have what they need, but we have to also be mindful of our own implicit bias and our own perspective when we're making our judgments about what's happening in someone's home. Everybody's home is not the same. Typically in society, we base what the norm is on a white family. Everybody doesn't have their own room. Everybody doesn't have someone that can come in and clean. And not all white families have that either. But I think we have to be very mindful that is something that is stressful for families. I know if this had happened when I was a child growing up, we lived in a 2-room house, my parents, my sister and I. And our living room was also my parents' bedroom. So if someone was in that situation right now, I know that my family would not have been comfortable with having all their space on Zoom. So I think we have to really think about how we can support children and families. Glenn made a great comment, and so did Nico, about building the relationships and trusting each other, because we can't be in person. So I think that that's key, is to be supportive and to have the flexibility that Trina mentioned. You know, some families might need to be, some children may need to eat breakfast when they're on Zoom. There may be, you know, 5 or 6 children in the home, and the mom or dad has to go out to work, and they may be fending for themselves, or with an older sibling, or with a relative, or they may not even be in their home. They may have to go to care with somebody else's home if they're too young to be home alone, but the parent has to go to work. So there's a lot of variables in the equation for e-learning, and I think we have to take into consideration all of them. And as has been mentioned earlier, we have to be flexible.
Thank you, Betty. And we do have to be flexible. And, you know, I think as we all are doing these Zoom meetings and the kids are in these Zoom and Google Classrooms and required to be on camera, that, you know, people are, you know, looking. I think Lynn said, you know, not everybody's in my house, you know, uninvited. I find myself, you know, what's in the background? Is everything, you know, okay? And, you know, kids shouldn't have to think about those things. You know, I know there's instances where teachers, you know, thought that, you know, it was too cluttered, or things were, you know, awry in the house where otherwise you wouldn't have even had access to someone's home. And this is you know, this is how we function, and maybe, you know, that works for them. So I appreciate that. I think we have to all think about those things. So our children have to think about it less. And as adults, we try to come up with solutions. I see Nadona this morning, and Lisa, guys, thanks for watching. I know you guys are both e-learning at home. So the students aren't just e-learning. So the parents are e-learning as well, or whoever the caregivers are e-learning as well. Marquise is on with us, and I believe her son, is he joining you, Miss Marquise?
He is not joining this morning. Who knows what time that kid went to sleep. Okay. So, so he will not be on this morning, but I would like to say that, coming from a young man's point of view, what he has open and honestly told me, although I have 4 sons, he's been the most boisterous about this whole e-learning situation, and he says that it's just not engaging, that he's not able to stay focused in the classroom when they begin their day at 8:30. When they begin their day at 8:30, he you know, he gets up, he gets on his Zoom, and he's like, they want me to do all of my assignments, but they can't keep his attention. So he's like, we sometimes forget that we're supposed to be in school, especially like after a break, after you have lunch or something. He's like, then we go and do something else, and then, oh my goodness, we're supposed to be in class, and now you're late, or, you know, you're not in class. And Devin said it best earlier, that these kids have a lot of distractions. And up until this point, I've had to go to work every day. So they're in here, one, with each other. So they're each other's distraction. Then there's a dog. Then there's a game. Then they have their cell phones. And it's just they're not able to focus in school and continue to be successful in school. It always breaks my heart that they have that, you know, and I don't get it so often, but I'll get an email from a teacher and says, oh, your son was not in class. It's usually in the afternoon because, and I've noticed that that's kind of a trend. So after lunch, they tend to miss class after that, because pretty much they're checked out after that point. They're like, we can't do this. So they've been trying they've been doing their best, and I can't even say that that I'm upset with them at all. They have tried their best to stay focused and stay engaged, but this is hard. This is very tough. To be on on camera, like all day from 8:30 to 3:30. That's hard. That's hard for an adult. So I know that it's hard for children. And Glenn brought this up as well. They used to tell us, don't let your children have a lot of screen time, and now that's all we have. So I'm confused on, is it bad or is it good? Is this, you tell us not to let them sit in front of the TV too long, but now they're in front of a computer screen for their whole entire day. I don't know. He's trying to get through it. They're doing their best, and I take my hats off to the teachers and the students, because I'm sure that I would not be able to. I just wouldn't be able to do it.
You know what, Marquise? Thank you for bringing up that your kids are e-learning at home. Home. So they're teaching themselves. So they're the new latchkey kids. I think we were all latchkey kids. At one point you go home after school and you wait for your parents to get there when they finish work. But now that kids are home and parents are working all day, the kids are at home, and the kids are expected to supervise themselves. I mean, they're old enough to, but are they old enough to teach themselves in school?
And that is what has
whole. Chris, I can't hear you.
Okay. No, it froze. I'm sorry. That is actually what has become a concern for me, because and maybe it's all in my mind. I understand that I have to go to work and I have to provide for them, but I don't think it's fair to them that they're trying to maintain school, feed themselves, regulate their behavior, because these are boys and boys will be boys. So they're gonna roughhouse play, and that may turn into something else. And knowing that, I just couldn't feel comfortable continuing to go to work. So actually, as of Monday, 2 weeks ago, I quit my job because I have to be at home and mother my children. I can't go to a job every day and expect for them to do well in school. That's a unrealistic expectation that I have for them. And I can't hire someone to come in my house and teach them. So I have to do it myself. So as of Monday, we'll all be at home e-learning.
So that's a whole nother layer of stuff. And something that as advocates that we are going to address, because Marquise, you're not alone in this. There are parents who are working and who have to make a choice, and now you've made your choice. That I need to be at home and mother my kids, mother my kids. And it's a hard choice because, there's the economics of the whole thing as well. So we will continue to address that. I have Tiana on with me now. Tiana's at the high school. We are going to focus on 202 next week. But Tiana, since we have you on camera, I can't let the show end without letting you just share something with us. Tiana is another one of our junior advocates, and she is Tiffany's daughter. Tiana, you want to tell us a little bit about how you have coped with e-learning?
I think it's very overwhelming. We're given a lot of work to be at home, and we're not really getting the help that we need at home. And I know, like, for my teachers, when I need them, I email them. They don't email me back till the next day. And then it's hard, like everybody's been saying, it's hard to stay focused with everything going on around me and in front of me.
Yeah, and it is overwhelming, Tiana. I can just imagine. And as being a freshman and building relationships, I think, Katrina, you spoke to building relationships in your classrooms and the students with each other over the computer is tough. It's tough. And, as far as emailing and communication back, I believe the teachers are overwhelmed as well. So we want to make sure students have resources, and we are connected. When we come back next week, we are going to have additional resources that students can use, because I can't imagine how many emails for help and with questions and you know, whatever from students and parents. I know 202 had their teacher conferences. I encourage 65. I believe they're coming up this week. Online, you know, go. I know you guys probably see the teachers all the time in class because you're at home with the kids in class, but I encourage you to go so you can get some one-on-one time with your students. And we just hang on in there. Hang on in there. We are here with you to support you through this e-learning process, through this whole cyber world we're now living in. Before we sign off, our Saturdays go so fast. Is there anything any advocate wants to say?
Yeah, you know what, Kim? I just want to, you know, see the viewpoint of the teachers. Because District 65 and 202, we really do have excellent teachers. And I'd like to know how are these teachers feeling when they know that they know how to reach a child and bring a child up. And now they can't. They can't give the individual attention that a classroom brings. And the teacher really can't shine and deliver their methodology on teaching, you know, a classroom and having a cohesive bond with the children. You know, that has got to be so frustrating and overwhelming for a teacher to say, well, look, you know, this is what I can do and I just can't do it because e-learning does not give me the platform to do what it is that I know that I can do. And I really like to hear from the teachers, and I wonder, are our administrators really listening?
Well, there's your call, teachers. Get in touch with us. We'd love to have you on next week. We had Trina, our District 65 teacher, and Nico, our District 65 parapro. But we'd love to have some 202 teachers, administrators. Trina, I'm going to let you close us out and just give us your final thoughts on and encouraging words for this e-learning process, because we want to go out on a positive note. We got at least another month to hang on in there, and you know, and maybe longer. We'll see.
All right, I'm going to just go off of what Glenn said. Glenn, it's been disheartening, and I work with a very great group of wonderful, caring teachers across District 65. And we want to be there for our children. Working with the youngest population, there's a lot of hands-on stuff we do when we're in the classroom. Teaching them how to write is a hands-over activity that you can't do on the screen. So the same way this is overwhelming for the kids, it's overwhelming for teachers. And it's hurting that we can't give our best to our students and help them reach their full potential. On the other hand, we're trying as hard as we can, and we are all working together. I've never seen such great collaboration across the district. It's just not in my building. Teachers from different buildings are calling each other, helping each other, giving advice, sharing resources. So in that aspect, it's been wonderful. So we are, well, let me say me personally, I'm hoping we get back in the buildings. We're doing everything we can to make it safe for those who do want to come back, those who have to come back. On top of teaching and being online, we're in the buildings too, getting them prepared to come back once November 16th comes for those students who are coming back. So know that we are doing all we can, and we want to be there to support our families, our students, and each other.
Well said. Well said. And we're all in this together, and we're going to be together. So we are going to be here with you every Saturday, showing you some support and providing resources. And we hope you learn something today. We hope you can share something today. Know that the teachers are out here trying hard as well. So all and the parents, again, Facebook families, we will be here.
Hey, Kim, did you say the last word? Because for whatever reason, you got frozen and I didn't hear that. Well, did you say goodbye? Is that what happened?
I said good. I said be safe. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful Saturday.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hi everyone, my name is Mina Sharma and I'm a student at ETHS as well as a student advocate for Cradle to Career. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what exactly this challenge is. So this is really purposed so that students all around the community of all different ages are able to relate important information as it relates to COVID-19, all the while staying behind the mask. So this is very important because we want to empower students to be able to amplify their voices and share information that will help themselves and others make sound decisions. So these submissions can be made in a variety of ways, including general PSAs, art installations, TikTok, spoken word, creative writing, poetry, songs, anything that you can think of. So entries will begin to be accepted on September 28th, and the deadline for these entries is October 26th. And you can send those to evanstonc2c@gmail.com. And the great thing about this is that you will get a gift card and gift basket if you are chosen as a winner. And then finally, I am Mina Sharma, and I am behind the mask.
Hola, mi nombre es Verónica y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la importancia de usar una máscara. Es importante usar una máscara para disminuir el riesgo de ser contagiados por el coronavirus. Y también estoy aquí para invitar a todos los estudiantes de Evanston a participar en un challenge que se llama Behind the Mask Challenge 2020. Recuerde, cuando usando la máscara, colócala sobre su nariz y asegúrese que la máscara está ajustada a su cara. También recuérdense, cuando se quiten la máscara, manténla lejos de usted y también sobre la superficie de cualquier lugar. Y cuando se la quite, recuerda de lavarse sus manos. Soy Verónica and I'm Behind the Mask Challenge.
Hi everyone, this is Mayor Steve Haggerty. Behind the Mask. We know masks save lives during this pandemic, and we need everyone in our community to wear one. I'm so proud of the young people who are pushing this campaign in our community. Remember, everyone, wear a mask.
Family Focus Evanston is Behind the Mask.
Hi everyone, this is Claudia from Metro Squash Evanston, and we are Behind the Mask.
Hi everyone, this is Jude Laude, Director of Programs at the Youth Job Center. Here at YJC, we're all behind the mask.
Hi guys, I'm Jillian, and I'm from ETHS, and we are Behind the Mask.
Hi everybody, I'm Doug Silverstein, President of North Shore University Health System's Evanston Hospital. And on behalf of our entire team, we congratulate all of the students who are behind the Mask Challenge. Let's keep all the residents of Evanston safe. We're certainly behind the mask.
Hello, I'm Lawrence Eckerling, conductor of the Evanston Symphony Orchestra. All of us at the Evanston Symphony are wholeheartedly behind the mask.
Hello, this is Demetrius Cook with the Evanston Police Department. And the Evanston Police Department, we are behind the mask.
This is Mike Ellis with ETHS Basketball. Last spring, our season was defeated by the coronavirus in our return three-peat trip to the IHSA State Final Four. Don't let it defeat you, your loved ones, or our Evanston community. Help us protect our opportunity of playing basketball this season, but more importantly, help protect your family and your neighbors. Together, let's defeat this coronavirus. E-Town!
I'm the chair of the Evanston Arts Council, and we are definitely behind the mask.
Hi, this is Marika Ramos, Executive Director of Evanston Cradle to Career, and we are behind the mask.
This is Lisa Lede from Lift Your Life Radio on Radio La Différence, wanting to let everybody know that we support Behind the Mask. Woo!
Hello, this is Dolores Holmes, and I'm Behind the Mask.
Hi everyone, my name is Vesna Nunez and I am a clinical nurse manager at North Shore University Health System, Evanston Hospital. I am so proud and excited to hear that the Evanston students are taking on the Behind the Mask Challenge. We at North Shore are committed to keeping our patients, our team members, and our community safe. So won't you join me and get behind the mask?
I am behind the mask.
This is Officer Adam Howard of the Evanston Police Department and the Officer and Gentleman Academy, and we are behind the mask.
Life in Progress is behind the mask.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm a registered nurse at North Shore Evanston Hospital. I wear my mask to keep my patients, community, and coworkers safe. Won't you join me and get behind the mask?
I'm Anna, and I'm behind the mask.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lakshmi Halasamani. I'm a physician at North Shore University Health System, and I want to thank the young people for organizing this Mask Up campaign. None of us is an island, and the more we recognize how wearing a mask helps support and care for one another, the sooner we can get back to the activities and connections we all love and miss. Thanks so much for masking up.
Hello, who's there behind the mask? Not the Lone Ranger. It's Pastor Clifford Wilson encouraging you to wear the mask. It helps to protect all of us. God bless you.
We are behind the mask.
Show us the way. You show us the way. Action. Advocates.
You've been listening to Evanston Cradle to Career Advocates for Action. Please tune in again next Saturday for another show.